and I'm Captain Preetham Madhukar, Will Strength Coach, Elite Performance Mentor, and author of the book Three Culprits: Laziness, Fear, and Doubt. And I'm really excited to have a very special guest with me, Sumanto Banerjee, founder of Emerge Finishing School. And he's been doing some awesome work. He has impacted over 5 lakh people in the last few years and has been grooming them for taking up, building their career profiles, career growth, building their capacities to be better performers. So thank you, Sumanto, for taking this time out and being here on this show. And I'm hoping that we can give some massive value to the audience that's going to be watching today. And I'm
Thank you
really
so much.
excited. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Captain Pritham. Thanks for the introduction. Looking forward. Here we go.
Superb. And just to get started, from what I know a little about you, you have been an aviator, a banker, an entrepreneur, or edupreneur, as you would like to call yourself. How do you, if you could share a little bit, how did that transitions happen?
The first one happened by design with Indian Navy and then an aviator. So that was sheer passion and hunger, which I really wanted to achieve in my life, and I did that. The second two happened. The banker part is something which is default. By default, it happened once I left Indian Navy and then become a banker. The third one, again by default, I was not meant to be a entrepreneur, but circumstances, they rule us. So I was out of a professional career for a long time because of some injuries and health concerns, and there was also this personal losses that happened on a regular basis. And somebody suggested that, Shumanta, you have a wonderful story. The best thing that you can offer is, you can coach people, you can train people. And I was little amazed to find out, I need actually help in terms of the way my career and my life was shaping up. But yes, I took one opportunity, and then we never looked back. And this friend of mine has been a real great support to me all through. I mean, so far. I mean, he is the one who pushed me into coming up with an organization like Emerge Finishing School. Otherwise, I had absolutely no plans of becoming an entrepreneur or a edupreneur that we call today. So it was
Mm.
just, I was idle, looking for opportunities, looking for a good career option. But today, 12 years and close to 50 odd colleges and university that we are working, 5 lakh students' life. And that's my bigger family that we have touched in 12 years. And it's been an amazing journey. And I've learned something very, very important from that incident, that something good always happens from something bad.
Superb. I mean, I can connect that, people who have the most trauma, most challenges can sometimes become the best teachers because those hardships throw us those wisdoms, and which we can probably break down life a little bit, making it more easier, chewable for the people, to make sense of things. And I think with your life experience, you can do that in a wonderful way.
Yes.
And I'm looking forward to collecting all those nuggets from you a little bit, which we can share with the world, which I can take for myself and everybody else here.
Yes.
And I also want to share, before we get started, I want to share some links of social media which people can follow. And so it's going to be available in the chat box. And these are the for Emerge School Finishing School, Emerge Finishing School, and the LinkedIn profile for Sumanto. And you can follow them and stay in touch with Sumanto there and see the work, amazing work that he's been doing.
Thank you,
So
Captain.
continuing ahead, Sumanto, what especially before even move ahead, like we want to see the 21st century skills. That's the topic of today. What would you say one thing that you still have with you from the Indian Navy aviator days? What is it that you would say a life skill that you still have, a quality that is built in you?
I think it all starts with a decision that you want to take in your life, and that's very important. And for me, the decision was made at a very early age, and
Mm.
uh, and then after decision comes discipline. I mean, it is
Mm.
not easy, having a career in the forces and the kind of challenges that you need to discipline yourself to be a part of that regime. Otherwise, it's become very difficult, be it armed forces or be it any walks of life. I think first set a decision, then bring in discipline. And the third thing that is very, very important, Captain, to all of our life is the determination, that never say die attitude. So
Yeah.
this 3D has always worked in my favor, and I have been a great, believer in the concept called decision, discipline, and determination. And I'm sure this is something that I have also passed on to the students, and they have liked it. They have liked this approach, and I'm sure today, if they're watching us after gone through our programs and all, they'll be very happy where they are today. So
Mm.
that's it for me. And the other thing that I wanted to bring in, I was hearing one of your other event with Ashfaq, and he said something very brilliant. He said clarity. That's very
Mm.
important in life. The early you have a clarity in life in terms of what you're going to do is going to help you, sail through all the obstacles.
Yeah.
So my advice to everyone, be a younger one, be it somebody who's at the mid management, senior management, is bring in clarity, bring in passion, and then apply the 3Ds. It's going to help everyone.
Yeah, absolutely. And what would you say? Like, my book, Three Culprits, we talk about those things, the laziness, fear, and doubt. If you go to the opposites of that, it would be the discipline, the
Yes.
courage, and clarity for doubt. You know?
Captain, I appreciate the kind of the book that you have launched. I think the people, I mean, students especially, I'm looking at that mass because I'm very very passionate about them. I
Yeah,
think the future of India lies, and 21st century belongs to us. There is no doubt about it. And probably we are one country the entire world is watching. So what we need to create is that talent pool which will take India to that position. So
yeah,
I believe,
absolutely.
yeah,
Yeah,
book is certainly going to help him. And there are what we call, you have it's kind of something which pulls you back, the negative energy that pulls you back. And
yeah,
if you really want to fly high, you have to burn those negative energy. And
yeah.
I expect people to buy your books, read them, and ensure that there's no culprit at all.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
brilliant. Thank you so much. And
Yes,
because it's there in all of us. All of us go through fear. All of us have those moments of laziness and those doubt. It's about not giving up and overcoming them and doing what is needed to be done
absolutely.
as a job, right? And so I think, yeah, I'll share the link for the book here for people who may be interested. Could grab that. And let's continue. It's on Amazon. In case somebody wants, they can click on Amazon and buy the book. It's called Three Culprits, and it can be a game changer. A lot of very innovative tasks are there which people can practice. Students can practice to improve the the soft skills and the discipline and everything. So let's get going then. And
Yeah.
what do you think is, especially since you're working in the college segment and I think the engineering streams and the MBAs, what is the gap that you can see, between them finishing the college and the workforce ready? We know a lot of talk happens around this, but what is your own observation?
I think let me start with something which I have observed is called the problem of plenty.
Mm-hmm.
Right, and you need to cherry pick, the best career option for them. The problem with India is we do not have career counseling at a very early stage,
Mm-hmm.
wherein a student gets a clarity on what is or is she going to pursue in life. So that's a major problem. I
Mm-hmm.
think 80% of the student in India land up to BTechs or doing MBA without a choice. It just by default somebody pushed in, or they just want to follow the bandwagon. That's the overall scenario, and then the thing go wrong. But it's
Mm-hmm.
never too late. If we bring in at the first level, at the first year level, be it an engineering or a management college, Bring in something like a psychometric test, a career counseling as a practice, as a regular practice.
Mm,
I don't see education is not a problem in India. The problem is the lack of clarity which is there. There is no
mm,
clarity in it what we are going to pursue in life. So once
mm,
we sort it, I'm sure we will be able to produce world class resources to the world. So
mm,
I would expect most of the engineering colleges, university to introduce something like psychometric test or a career counseling at the very beginning. The concept, Captain, that you and we all like is catch them young, and that's the key.
mm. Yeah.
And yeah, you need to catch them very young, and yeah, yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah, I think that's what you're saying is absolutely true because the it's like us becoming older like a tree, you
Yes,
can't change our core ways of doing things. It's nothing impossible, everything can be
nothing
changed,
impossible.
but
Right.
the effort to outcome becomes very high, the ratio, like
Yes,
more excessive effort for little results we will be seeing.
absolutely.
And I think like you said, catch them young, and the I like the thing of clarity in what they like to do, right?
Yes.
That's so important. I mean, to share my own story somewhere is, I wanted to join the Navy. It didn't matter to me, Indian Navy or merchant Navy. I just wanted to put my legs on a
Okay.
ship and sail somewhere, so I did my exams for both NDA and this, and I got cleared in the SSB and all. And I said,
Okay.
where, on which one will I be sailing more was my question. You know? Finally, I had to make a pick. And luckily, my parents were supportive, though there was some hesitation. They didn't understand this kind of industry and stuff. So, my question is, how much do parents play a role in the children or the students getting their clarity versus them actually becoming the very roadblock the student must cross?
I think we need to look at a concept called open discussion when it comes to career choices. And we need to be very vocal about what we really want to do in our life with our parents. I mean,
Mm,
I don't want anyone to become a rebel and go back to the parents and say, I don't care what you're saying, I'll do whatever I wish to do in life. So that's
yeah.
not going to help you. See, they come with something they come with cannot replace. They come with experience, expertise, and values. And
Mm,
there's nothing that can replace experience in this world.
mm,
So, oh, and also one thing I would also recommend to the parents is change is dramatic these days. I think
mm,
we need to be in line with the change. And
mm,
change, when it comes, there are two things that happens. One is a fear, the other one is an opportunity. So you
mm,
need to weigh in, where do you weigh fear and how do you look at opportunity in both sector. And probably a proper discussion,
mm,
the children and the parents need to have a very open minded. And I'm
mm,
sure, Captain, people like us, we can also play a major role. We can come up with events like this where we invite parents, we invite students, and tell them, look, these things have
mm.
changed, and these are the options available.
Yeah.
See, when we were growing up, there are two things that were there in engineering or medical. Very few people were, there for armed forces. But today, look at India. Probably, I think the entire world. I mean, you will get drowned with opportunities. But the key is, what is it that you want to pursue? What is it that you feel that you fit into? So
Yeah.
that's it. So
Yeah.
I always believe in an open dialogue.
Yeah, I think dialogues is, I mean, we are calling this also a dialogue in some ways,
Dialogue.
and we need more dialogues with students and parents.
Yes.
And it also stirs in me like what the UNESCO talks about, the skill sets, the modern skill sets, what
Yes.
people need, the 21st century skills, and how important collaboration and communication is,
Absolutely.
right? I mean,
Yes.
as parents and students or children, when they come together and they want to collaborate and communicate and say, you know what, both of us want victory. It's like not like
Absolutely.
parent wants something, child wants something, both wants
Yes.
victory. Why can't you collaborate
Yes.
rather than and communicate? So how can we build these kind of skill set? Let's say a student comes there already,
Yeah.
to engineering college. So what can we do to build this collaboration and communication?
I think there are many skills. As I said, today is a world, there is a problem of plenty, but we have to filter what are the probably 10 skills or 5 skills that is very important for us to excel in 21st century. I think
Mm,
first thing that you said is very important for all of us as Indians is communication.
mm,
When I say communication, I think it is the ability to effectively convey information, receive information, and ideas to other, both verbally and writing. So that's
mm,
very key. Especially if I look at colleges today, engineering and BTech, barring certain Ivy League colleges, 80-90% students struggle in basic communication, and that's a
mm,
problem.
mm,
That's the biggest problem. I
mm,
think you need to sort out your communication skills at the very early stage so that you
mm,
become somebody who's a brand to reckon with. So first
mm,
thing first, take care of the communication skills.
mm,
I think the second skill that I would always believe is something called adaptability.
mm.
I think it's a fast changing one. Look at technology, look at the environment and disruptions.
Yeah.
It's baffling, at times, we even the kind of disruption that is happening to my industry, edtech
Mm,
industry, is
mm,
massive. Today
yeah.
technology, tomorrow there is no technology, tomorrow something comes in, and
Mm,
we are thrown out of gear at times. So
yeah.
you need to ensure that you are adaptable to every kind of a situation. I think
Mm,
the ability to adjust to a new situation and challenges and to learn new skills quickly is all about
mm,
adaptability.
yeah.
And
And yeah.
yeah, please.
Continue, please continue.
Yeah, the third skill that I think I'll be very keen, especially for the 21st century skills, would be critical thinking. Very, very
Mm,
important skills. Whether you are a IT guy or you are a non-IT guy, the ability to analyze information, evaluate arguments, and make reasoned thoughts is the key to success there. So communication, adaptability, and your critical thinking, these are the
mm.
three things, and I will talk more about it once you share your thoughts also.
Yeah, absolutely. I think the adaptability is such a powerful concept. And
Yes.
I remember the first time I came in school years, I came across Charles Darwin, you
Yes.
know, and
Yes.
the thing that he speaks about survival of the fittest and adaptability being the cornerstone of a species carrying
Absolutely.
org or not. He said, among all the qualities, the adaptability is supreme.
Supreme.
And you also raised that point here today, and how important it is for us to adapt to changing technologies, changing culture, changing trends. We have no control over that, what people will, how the trend will change, or what the new fads and new technologies will come. But how can we live in that new world? What changes do we have to make for ourselves? Right? We can't be averse to technology, neither can we become a slave to technology. Where is the line we will draw, and how to use it uh, to our best?
I think
From
the
yeah,
problem lies that we have ultimately become slaves. We should be the master of technology, but we have become slaves, and
yeah,
this has become a major distraction for the younger ones. So
mm,
that's a major concern these days.
yeah.
They
I
have
think
many distraction than the other things,
other
or the
thing.
other culprits today.
Yeah, absolutely. Because they amplify, in my own thoughts and research, they
Yes,
amplify laziness, and
yes,
and they amplify those fear, because you're stagnant, you're not moving. And
yes,
the other thing is, nobody gave us any blueprint when they gave us the mobile phone.
correct.
How to
Yes,
use it. It's like, okay, instruction manual, that is different. But the really, when should you stop? How much should you use in a day? How to manage that never came. So in a way, we never really understood the drawbacks or the strengths.
yes.
So what can students do now? They see it's there. Now we can't change, undo. The phones are there. It's become cheaper and cheaper now to get smartphones. People have it. What would you advise a bunch of students on their digital habits or digital usage?
I think the other skill that I was very keen talking about is something called the digital literacy. And
Mm,
digital literacy within that limit, you need to be very careful. To what extent I'll be able to say? I mean, look at the dynamics today. It is all about the digital world, and I
Mm.
cannot recommend. I cannot go to a college and say, students, stop using your phones. I mean, that's no longer going to work. Even
Yeah.
during sessions, also we have seen students using phones, and the
Mm.
logic for them is they use it for information, which is
Mm.
not always true.
Mm.
Which is not always true. And
Mm.
but yes, what I mean by digital literacy is your ability to navigate digital tools and platforms,
Mm.
and that includes social media, your online collaborations tools, and the other digital technologies.
Mm.
I mean, look at what the Chat GPT has done in last
Yeah.
couple of November onwards. I mean,
Mm.
the world has gone upside down in terms of what it has offered, and there are chaos all over it. So
Mm.
we need to draw a line to what extent I am going to be a slave and to what extent I'm going to be a master of the digital space. And
Yeah.
probably if they understand that, yes, there are benefits. At the same time, there are also problems if they involve themselves more than required.
Yeah.
So
Absolutely.
draw a line.
Yeah. I think it's a, great servant, poor master.
Poor
Digital.
master. Yes. Right.
So it's like we hold the reins of the horse and
Yes.
control it, and
Yes.
you can do great stuff.
Yes.
I'm going to share a few links. These are social media links of where I keep hosting this. And for people who are coming in late, it's going to be available there. It's going to be on Twitter, on Facebook, on LinkedIn, and YouTube. You can follow them there, hit the bell icon. So, Sumanto also, I've shared the channels, I'll share it again. So you can hit them. So our work and our mission is in this space to educate and empower, while Sumanto is working in this segment of young minds and hearts. And my space has been in recent times in the mid-level executives and who want to really become elite performers, whether in their work or in their business, and how to do that. So that has become my work. Will strength is my singular area of focus, and how important it is to build discipline, courage, and clarity. So, moving ahead, like how I say, discipline, courage, and clarity, if they can build this foundation, and then we can layer them with all these other goodies, and they would take it to the next level and shine India there. And coming back to the skill sets and all that, what gaps do you see when I mean, like in the BTech students and MBA colleges that you closely work with, what kind of gaps and challenges are there in students?
I think primarily the major one that I have already discussed, it we deal with a lot of communication challenges.
Mm.
People come from vernacular background, people come from remote areas, and
Mm.
it's a massive challenge. And the time that we get in terms of sorting out these challenges are very very low. We get
Mm.
roughly around 20-30 hours, which is not even justified in terms of changing the style, communication styles, and making people
Mm.
conversion ready. So that's a major challenge. But yes, I we understand that universities and colleges also have their academic challenges. They cannot afford to schools, right, where we can have special module. I think the NEP now allows you can have sessions on communication skills, business
Mm.
communication skills, public speaking. I think the major concern remains in the eastern and the southern part of India, and typically the pockets of West Bengal, Jharkhand, Bihar,
Mm.
Odisha, where the challenge of English, especially English language, is huge.
Mm. Mm.
The other challenge is that we always think is should be addressed by colleges. They or most of the time they feel that this is just a tick mark activity. So
Mm.
there are colleges who are very very serious, and that's how the results been phenomenal for them.
Yeah.
Phenomenal. But most of the colleges have yet to adapt this concept of training and development. I think it's going to play a major major role in terms of shaping up the career and bringing them kudos and laurels to the college also. And I mean, look at, I'm saying, people talk about unemployability, I don't see it anywhere in India. Trust me, I'm a great believer that India is all about opportunity and there is no dearth of jobs in India.
Mm.
But only thing that you need to do, you need to prepare, go and get it.
Mm.
Preparation is key. There's somebody say failing to prepare is preparing to fail. So that's
Yeah,
what that's
absolutely.
what that's what I think. I mean, like, you can also throw some lights in a basic uh,
I'm thinking of the points like the organizations like what you're doing and what we are doing. We can only do so much. We can extend, walk up. But if the
yes,
student also says, "I'm hungry,"
yes,
I will put in this extra hours at home and study, get better, so I can get a better job. I can do. Then it makes our work or the work of helping such things even more easy,
yes,
you know rather than saying, okay, we are here to help you or guiding you, can you do some work and come back when you are coming back for the next session. If you say do 10 pages, can you do 12 pages and come, of some work or whatever, x quantity exceed. So once I think the students or people become aware of how important this communication is for them to grow in life, to become something. Maybe in their 20s it may look like, big deal, it's okay, nothing. But if they can fast forward their life 10, 20, 30 years, hey, this is how you're going to be. Do you want to still be there, or do you want to be somebody who can influence people, where you are become a policy maker, you're becoming something of great contributor to the society? Then you have to be able to communicate. And I think that essence, if it's given to students, then and then you feed in this how to get there, then the map, like we're giving the map, but they still have to do the walking. We can
absolutely.
make a buffet, but they have to eat it still.
And Captain Pritham, one of the key skills for 21st century,
Mm.
I mean, I believe is continuous learning.
Yeah.
You need to have that willingness and ability to continuously learn. And second thing is adapt new technologies,
Mm.
ideas and trends. That's a challenge. The
Yeah.
sooner they do it, I think we are a country to reckon with.
Yeah, absolutely. I think
Yes.
absolutely. And I'm going to be sharing a link. This is a free masterclass that I conduct on grit and discipline, which people can enroll. So, viewers, thank you for taking time out. Thank you for being here. And hopefully, you're going to get some massive value. And please do join the grit masterclass. It can be a game changer for you on how to build your grit. It happens once a week, so you can click the link and be part of it and sign up for that. So continuing ahead, uh, what other skill sets you said would be important, going ahead?
I think the other skill set, if I look at a 21st century,
Hmm.
skills, would be emotional intelligence.
Okay.
Yeah, I think we talk about it when we are in organization, but I think we need to induce emotional intelligence at a very early stage, from the first year, second year onwards. And
Hmm.
what is it? It is the ability to understand and manage one's own emotion, as
Hmm.
well as empathize with others.
Yeah.
So, I mean, today, if I look at any organization, they don't come to hire a resource from a university or a college. They
Hmm.
come to hire their future leaders in the organization. And
Hmm.
a future leader without emotional intelligence is not a leader
Hmm.
at all. So
Yeah.
one of the key skills that I really wanted to discuss is emotional intelligence. I think
Hmm.
we have pushed emotional intelligence training to a lot of corporates, a lot of colleges and university. I'm
Hmm.
glad that people have started valuing it, and I think we have great days ahead in terms of the
Hmm.
training and development is concerned. So
Nice.
very excited. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's a very important point that you touched upon, emotional intelligence, so
Yes.
social, emotional, because if we have to compare, say, 20 years before India to now, so much has changed in the way we interact with families, whether it's nuclear families, single
Yes.
families. The larger big families have now become smaller for sure, except here few maybe. And And the friends, the kind of social networks we have, it's other than online. Very few people have real friends,
Yes.
and sometimes I find this also kind of not so good. Sorry, that the students or the children, young children, the parents are the only friends.
Yes.
They don't have any friends that you could just go. Few, I'm not saying everybody. So that is how, if we can't interact with a bunch of people, how can we even lead them?
True.
And so building that, so communication is also coming there.
Yes. Yes.
You know how they're also integrated. We can't. It's like a necklace. If I have to pick a bead, everything is going to come up. All the qualities.
Absolutely.
In some ways like that. So
I think the other challenge, Captain Pritham, is the kind of I think the social networking that has happened. 30 years back, it was all face to face, personal. The bonding that used to happen. Today, I see that we only add friends. We don't
hmm,
make friends anymore. We just add them on the network.
nice. It's a good way
So,
of putting it.
so I think we also need to understand that corporates are always about people. So
Hmm,
you need to understand people the way people are, and for that
hmm,
you need to build emotional intelligence. It
yeah,
cannot be the way we perform on a social network platform. Add them, add pictures, add a reel. It cannot be
hmm,
like that. It has to
hmm,
be in a
hmm,
very warm way, and it has to be very personalized way.
yeah.
So that's a key. Yes.
Yeah. In fact, in the book, I talk about one of the tasks called the bravery task. Bravery,
Okay.
in the sense of coming out of our shell. You
Okay.
know,
Tell us
and
more about.
in that task, the person has to help somebody in their vicinity, family, colleague, does not matter, neighbor, stranger, before they ask for help. That's the key. Okay.
Interesting. Yeah.
Suppose I'm carrying a lot of bags, or some I see somebody carrying a lot of bags, and they're coming in and maybe entering the elevator or something or somewhere else. Before they say, "Can you hold it? Can I hold it or take it?" Something, you know.
Yes.
So that is bravery. So what happens is when you start doing this every day, you are entering some other human being's life for briefly for those few seconds, making connections, human to human connections, building that social emotional capacity. Okay, how to help, because I can also be rejected. If I
Yes.
ask that person, they say no, no need, I'm rejected. I have to take that rejection, right?
True.
I came to help. My intent was to help, but I can be rejected, right?
Yeah.
So it builds a certain capacity to say, okay, that's okay, it doesn't want help, no problem. And then builds also the sensitivity of seeing their need even before they know it. Somebody has come hot from outside, very hot. Okay, they didn't ask for water. Hey, would you like a glass of water? Hey, sure. Hey, thank you so much. If they ask and give you, that's okay. That you do. That's basic courtesy. Then you help. But can you take it one step ahead and recognize it before they ask?
Correct.
So I've realized we would do this with children, and I was working with children. That was how we started the adolescents. And bravery task was something they had to do every day, the children, and they have to tell me the story what they did in the morning when we meet up in our circle time, right? And once they had, I think two of them had forgotten to do it. Okay. And one of the girls, they were 14-year-olds or something like that, yeah. And one of the girls saw me. I was getting out of the car. I was having a lot of things to carry to the class, okay, bags and all that. She came immediately. Captain Pritham, can I help you? I said, yeah, yeah, please take this bag. She took it and she was going away and she was laughing at the other boy and saying, hey, I finished my bravery today. You know, so
Very
it was
true. Yeah.
playful, but the message was that you can do it. You can come and ask. I don't have to wait for me to say, hey, can somebody help me with my bag? Can you see that I needed help?
Right.
You know,
Yes.
come
Yes.
there and say, And then I feel good. Wow, you came to help. Yeah, I wanted to help. Though you're doing it as a fun task and all that stuff.
Right.
Correct.
Very
Then
interesting.
and then this boy was like, oh, he suddenly woke up. Oh, I can do that. And I wanted to clean the board. He said, can I clean the board for you? I said, yeah. He cleaned. Hey, my thing is also done. Before
Yeah.
Captain could ask me whether I did it or not. You know.
Wonderful.
So, how we can build some social emotional capacities like that, playfully. So, in the book, I share three culprits, and hopefully, people can read that. And there are many such interesting tasks there which they can use in their life. Yeah.
I'm also curious, what are the other areas, Captain, you work on, especially with the younger ones, apart from.
So I also like I say on discipline because I say that is the starting
Yes.
because without discipline we can't learn anything whether you want to learn music or cricket or this or that. If discipline is not set, they will
Absolutely.
all we will just keep jumping one thing to another. And I always say that the best age to build discipline is when they are not yet gone to school. Not anything bad. My observation is allowing them to play without interruption builds discipline. Okay, that means if they are playing in the mud, young child, allowing them to play, parents will say, you know what, I've got bored seeing the child playing for so long, let me give another toy. Please don't. The child is not bored. You are bored watching the child play.
Yes.
Yeah, allow the
Yes.
child. They are in. For that you will have to pay a lot of money to get to that. The child already has got it.
True.
Allow that capacity to build. Allow. That is the focus for which we are fighting. They already have it.
True. Very true.
And
Very nice.
they can give that. Don't disrupt. If of course if they're touching some danger glass and okay, I can understand. Otherwise, don't come in their way.
Right.
Okay, and that's simple. Otherwise, then okay, you missed that boat. Okay, next when? Okay, in the school years, what can you do? Can they make their bed? Can they make their cupboards where they keep their clothes?
Right.
And if they can start doing that is all. Don't worry. What we want is we want them to be perfect everywhere. Discipline not possible. Build discipline in just one aspect of their life first.
And making
Toothbrush.
it purposeful also.
Yeah, making them simple. See, when we put two, three things, no, it becomes overwhelming. If I
Yes.
say become disciplined, this, that, forget it. You will not get it. You know what? This year, let's focus only on making your bed. This whole year, it's got exponential capacity. That one, the discipline. So whole year only thing, but I want my child to be also this and that and this and discipline. No problem. Forget all that. Just build this for this year. Only making bed. Don't worry about other things. Second
Correct.
year, it's done. It's automated now. Okay.
Yeah.
Add one more. Then after that, you can add exponentially many things.
True. True. I mean, you
So
build it up so slowly and
build-
steadily.
yeah, then you add one more thing, one more. Then you suddenly add, and you can give complex discipline. It'll happen.
True. I'm
So if you
also curious, Captain Pritam, what are the basic thoughts when you started writing your books? What prompted you, what inspired you, what motivated you?
So my thing was my whole journey from C to, like I said, mentioned earlier, how joining C was my choice. I wanted this, and I was ready to give as many attempts as possible and fail, and I had failed also, and I got the second attempt, something like that, and go on the ship. That was so crazy. It was. It's like I had to see the water.
Right.
And I had to face resistance from parents. They didn't think and all that stuff. And then I came to a point where I was getting frustrated at seeing people's will at sea deteriorating. It was not like how it used to be. Quality of people were coming down. I was questioning. And then I said, you know what? I want to exit on my terms. I want to walk away, right? Even the
Right.
people were like, hey, you got what you wanted. Why are you now saying no? I said, I'm getting out on my own terms. I want to end it when I think I want to do something else.
Yes.
And so that is how it started. And I started doing a lot of programs for children, especially thinking that, okay, that is where a good start point. And I didn't think of book at that point. And then the need for book came. that hey, why not bring all these stories, these kind of practices that have helped actual children, where we have actually seen results impacted tremendously their lives. And that's how it became a book idea. And then another 2 years went into actually writing it and making it into a book.
And is there a second one which is under planning?
Yeah, I'm thinking one on parents. It's still in the pipeline. Not
Okay.
it's gonna be a while. Yeah.
Wonderful. Wonderful.
So that is the thing. Yeah, but I think the main thing was to convey the essence of these three voices coming and stopping us from achieving so many things. My biggest thing, how I feel is, sometimes people feel when you waste food, you feel a little bad. No, some people
Yes.
feel that, right?
Yes.
Like you feel as if your food, even though it's not yours, you feel like. For me, I feel that when people waste potential,
Right.
they are like,
They
why are
waste.
you not? It's like you have so much. Why are you not doing something? It's like I get that kind of a thing. That was the stirring of the work.
Yeah.
Why can't you
I,
do more?
I think probably, what we have observed in our 12 years of handling the younger ones is the fear of failures. I
Mm.
think that's one critical stage. I
Yeah.
mean, for that, we have always told them, look, you go to these amusement parks, you
Mm.
buy tickets, you pay for adventure, won't you?
Mm.
You do that, right?
Mm.
And life is all about adventure. Only
Yeah.
you, and there you don't have to pay any money. Only
Mm.
thing that you need to pay is patience.
Yeah.
Just be patient.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And failures are a part of life. I mean, we are all classic example of multiple failures, and that's the reason we are here, doing this activity today together. We've seen
Yeah.
many failures in life.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Absolutely. I think to add to that, I would say uh, treat it like a game. I personally treat it like a game. You
Yes.
know, I lost. It's okay. Never mind. Can I play this better tomorrow?
Right.
Let's
Yes.
say something happened. I did a webinar, didn't come out well. Example. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. That didn't come out the way I liked it. Okay. Next game, new game.
Yes.
Let's play better. You know,
Yes.
start
Yes.
from scratch. So you're not stressed out. Okay, it happens. You fail. You also goof up. What can we do better? I
Very true.
think somewhere I think the competition and collaboration we spoke about, where the competition is good, but
Yes.
not to the point that it builds fear of failure.
Yes. Very true.
So how do you find students? How are their? You think that is it's a big block for them to grow in some ways?
Uh, Again, the only problem is, the fear of trying again. They always think of, what if I fail? That's the
Mm,
only biggest problem.
yeah.
Our advice always been, you need to be competitive.
Mm,
You are very secured in a campus under that
mm,
wall, that structure.
yeah.
The moment you step out of that campus, the world is, madly competitive, and
Mm,
somebody will beat you in your own game.
yeah.
So shade those inhibitions, shade those fears of, getting defeated. I We
Mm,
have always told them, so it's just a delay. Failure is not a defeat, it's just a delay. Your time will come. And
mm.
fail quickly. The other solution is fail as soon as, I mean, you do it, you get failed, and learn by your own, and
Fail
then
quickly. Yeah.
very quickly, fail quickly. Don't wait for failure to happen in your life. If you really want to fail, fail now, fail today, and then
Yeah.
come back very strong. Uh, the other thing, we always forget that we are powerful beyond measure,
Mm,
especially humans. And the energy, the enigma that is there inside, you need to challenge it day in, day out. The world
mm,
has become competitive, really competitive, and if you are not competitive, I'm sorry,
yeah.
the world is not yours.
Yeah. And also to absolutely, I think what you're saying is absolutely spot on. And it's a world where we need to prepare ourselves at the
Right.
same time to keep not to be overwhelmed with the numbers. Okay, the
Yes.
numbers game can be quite intoxicating if you're doing well.
Yes.
Okay, at the same time can hold you back if you're not doing well. Okay,
Right.
like we had one program where The minimum it's a playing outdoor playing which I encourage as part of the will strengthening for adults, anybody above 18. Okay,
Right.
simple fun games and super absolute fun rat it is. Okay, and sometimes we try to set up different chapters where people can play and things like that. And there are times when you have only 3 4 people who turn up for playing. I say if there are 4 people, it's game on.
Yeah,
So
interesting.
don't wait for 50 people, 100. There are some places where we have 100 people who are there. I mean, they don't come every time, but they are there in that group to sign up, right?
Correct.
So you have to patiently keep doing. When you keep consistently doing, they, the people start coming for your programs, right? And they start saying that, you know what, it's fun. I'm enjoying this. I like to be part of this games. And I think this is what youngsters should realize, that let's say you open a YouTube channel, you do this and you do that. We've all been there. Does not matter how many people, you keep doing your job and then you see the change happening.
Very true.
Play the long game. Play the long game.
Very true.
Yeah.
I think
And
it's also builds
yeah,
your team spirit, the leadership quotient also.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
That is, these are one of the major skills that the 21st century skill that we're today talking about.
yeah,
I think the ability to motivate, inspire others, and effectively manage teams. So
yeah,
that comes from life experiences. It's not
yeah,
easy.
yeah,
You can't learn leadership from a book. You have to experience it.
yeah. And what else do you think could be a good things that people could do or on their own? Maybe let's say they are not still part of where you are. They're in a different city, right? What can they do at home to build some capacities for themselves?
I think gone are the days where we used to struggle for building competency. I think today technology has been a blessing for all of us. That's what I say. You need to
Mm,
master technologies. I think even in remote areas, there are certain organizations which has ensured that learning is everywhere, on
mm,
fingertips. First thing they need to do is to understand and identify what is it they want to do in life,
mm,
what they want to do, what do you want in life. That's very key. Once they solve that question, I think they will be able to understand the road or the plan of action for their career. Remote areas, I think there are avenues, there are opportunities, there are applications which are available, which has done wonderful in terms of learnings are concerned today. I mean, the
mm,
likes of Coursera, the likes of other application, yeah, learning applications. Initially, when we started, we were not very fond of technologies, but in the last
mm,
couple of years, I think post COVID, uh,
mhm,
I think again,
mm.
your adversity is your biggest learning.
Yes,
So
learning. Yeah.
we have also moved into online learning on applications and all that. We ensure
Mm,
that whatever the quality that we have, we don't want to keep it in the laboratory. We want to make it available to the masses. And that's the
yeah.
story of India. I think the story of India remains in the tier 3 and tier 2 cities, and people are
Mhm.
very, very passionate about it, and they really
Yeah.
want to turn it around today. So
Yeah.
good that we have managed to reach out, but not in a bigger way. We are looking forward. We are also collaborating with a few other players in the market, because
Mm,
there's one more this is one more skill. Collaboration is very key today.
mm,
Being in the same field in the edutech sector, we have collaboration with a technical edutech company from Mumbai called Board Infinity. We have
mm,
one from Bangalore called Skill Link. And while we were talking today morning, we had a first level discussion with Unstuff. I think Unstuff is today a brand to reckon with in terms of learning and opportunities, especially the job
mm,
market is concerned.
mm,
So we look forward to probably serve the majority in India and every nook and corner with technology, with our center of excellences, which are also under planning. So we would like to have our center of excellences in every cities, almost every cities in India, and that's how we
yeah.
ensure learning is available. Skills is something that you always can acquire, but you need
Super.
to build that will for it first of all.
Yeah, absolutely. Need that will to give you that first the car, and then you're on. The machine is started.
Yes.
And absolutely, I mean, I can connect with your story in many ways because I was personally quite averse to whether the technology side can help build certain things, and COVID was in a way challenged my own beliefs, and that made me actually come up with a model which was working online for us. Okay,
Yes.
it forced my hand, and I realized that hey, we are working with adolescents. Why can't we work with all the 18 pluses also? Okay,
Right.
and that model kind of saw quite a good changes, massive impact. People completing their PhDs, people starting their art galleries, starting businesses, uh, starting getting and completing some other stuff, whatever was pending, because they were building that will strength. So
Right.
now our work is also, can we do the same for this college segments, the school segments? We already have a small model for children to work every week on themselves, simple model, right? And I think we are in the same space in some ways, right? Of building different capacities so that at the end it's like a nice piece or a nice outcome the person has for themselves. Because,
Absolutely.
like I say, education at the end must prepare us not only for immediate needs but also for the future,
Yes.
right?
True.
Okay, I need a job, I need to be prepared, but can it also build qualities so I can survive the complexity of 20 years down?
Yes.
Yeah.
I
And
think the best thing, Captain, I would also like to mention, and I'm thankful to the industry. They are also coming forward. I mean,
mm,
10 years back, we have seen less of industry participation in building skills, but today, I think, I mean, you name anyone in the industry, all the big names, they go to the university, they talk to students, they spend time, and that they
mm,
have also investments, in terms of their center of excellence. So that's a
mm,
very promising way. We are also that way very fortunate to have a pool of corporate,
mm,
people who regularly come with us, speak to the students. They take
mm,
sessions, very very key sessions they take, and that's a change that I'm looking at. I think industry is very very serious on building up that skill and the bridging
mm.
that gap. So
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's needed because in
that's
the
needed.
end, we are the stakeholders, right? If you are
Yeah.
not going to invest, then don't complain.
Yes. Yes.
That the thing is good because now you have to prepare them the way you want them for
Absolutely.
yourselves, right? And
Yes.
I think the more, I think it has to coming together of different stakeholders. I feel the
Yes.
parents understanding the needs of the children and the society, and the
Yes.
students or the children saying that, you know what, because some things are beyond our control. We can't control policy, we can't control the syllabus, but hey, I can control the things that I want to learn,
Correct.
and then shape my future in some ways.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And any closing thoughts? And I would like to share the links once more before that. And I will share Emerge Finishing School, .com, and also Sumanto's LinkedIn page. Please do follow that. And I'm also going to share some of my own links and on Twitter, LinkedIn, Facebook, and YouTube. Okay, please do follow that because then it helps us also to share such content, share other work that we are doing, and to give you whatever best we can from our own experiences and the work we're doing. And
Absolutely.
yeah, and mostly, I would say that. The primary work that in a way that I'm doing is on grit or the will and all its other supporting ancillary stuff. So this free masterclass, I've shared the link. If people, the audience watching the recorded or the thing, can click on that and join the free masterclass. Okay, join the free masterclass. There are many secrets and nuggets that I share. It's also in the book, but I also share some things here, and it can be a game changer for your careers and your professional life. And with that, any closing thoughts, Sumanta, like what things that you would like to share, some insights about how people can get better?
I think the only thing that I'm always a firm believer once again is stop worrying. I think
Mm.
dive deep into worrying about what is which is not never happened, which is not going to happen also. I
Yeah.
think the first thing that we need to do is create a roadmap. That's very important, and the
Mm.
roadmap cannot be here or cannot be here. It has to be on a piece of paper. It's very important if they write down the roadmap.
Mm.
Goal setting is something that people should do. I think the students, the younger ones, should start. Goal setting gives you a clarity, gives you a vision in what is it that you want to have in life, and never hesitate. The first attempt it may not happen, second attempt you may not happen, but let me tell you, third and fourth attempt you will definitely have your right desire, right goals, and right aspirations. And
Mm.
with once you have your goals, you have to stay focused, right focus and right action will give
Yeah.
you the right result. That's it. That's my closing statement.
Yeah, I think that's brilliant to do that because goal setting is so important these days,
Right.
and that gives so much clarity. And you said writing is probably the best thing.
Yes.
And as a closing thing, I would like to offer what I say learning, and if people can journal in the same context as writing, I would say if they could also journal one thing that they learned every day. It could
Yes.
be maybe one new word, maybe something professionally, personally. Maybe you learned how to buy better vegetables, or you learned how to buy, how to speak better, or face the camera. It could be anything,
Yes.
or so that will actually crystallize your learning more faster,
Very
because
true.
every day we are learning so much of content. When we crystallize that into two three a few things here and there, and that would change your game. You may not realize the advantage in few months, but in a few years you will be way ahead of the pack, and you can it can be a game changer in your growth, personal growth.
Absolutely. Well said.
So thank you, Sumanta, for taking time. It's been brilliant conversation with you, and it's it was a joy. And hope the audience. Thank you for taking time for being here, so patiently listening. I hope you had master value. So big thanks to the audience, and I hope you reach out to us and you stay connected. And thank you so much, and thank you, Sumanta, once again.
Thank you so much, Captain Pritham. It was wonderful talking to you, and I wish you
Wonderful.
all the best.
I wish you the very best as well.
Thank you so much.
Bye bye.